What's going on, guys? It's GBP baby. Welcome back to another video. I hope everybody's doing well, and let's get straight into things. So we're going to start on the weekly on Dixie, and you can see we've finally had a nice expansion to the upside just as anticipated, and we're working our way into this bearish order block on the weekly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to delineate the midpoint of this order block. Now the reason I'm doing that is because that is what we call mean threshold, and the reason we need to know why this is the reason I'm marking it out is so that we have a target for price. So when price reaches this level, we anticipate it to turn around, because if this bearish order block is going to act as a bearish order block, when price trades up to this level, we should see some kind of bearish reaction away from there. So I'm going to get that delineated like so, and I'm just going to quickly write weekly bearish order block mean threshold like so. So now that's on our charts. When we drop down to the daily time frame, we can start to see where that lines up. So let's go down to the daily. And what you'll find is that we took out this swing high just as anticipated. Remember, I was saying I wanted to see Monday's high get taken from last week, and that's exactly what we saw happen. So beautiful trade through that with CPI. We didn't trade any more into that fair value gap that I was anticipating us to. Like down here, I was saying that price may want to come back down there. We didn't do that, which is fine, but we had a great expansion to the upside, also creating a little volume imbalance here when price caps like that, again showing very bullish behavior. And you can see how we're starting to fill in this massive fair value gap that we have on the daily as well. So we're working our way up, and what you'll find is that price is going to start stepping its way up. And what I mean by that is if we split this into levels, so we look at the quarter level and the midpoint like so. I'll just get them delineated. This level, and this level. What you'll find is that price is going to step its way up. So we should now find support on top of this 25% level, and then we should start working our way to the 50% level. After we've reached that, I want to see us run up to the 75% level, where we have that weekly bearish order block mean threshold, and we have a daily bearish order block as well. So once we get up there, I am anticipating to have some kind of reaction, but until then, we should remain bullish and start looking for entries at these levels. So let's go down to the 4 hour just to get a better look. And you can see our price traded, closed above this level, and now we are slightly just consolidating. So moving into the new day, I do anticipate us to find this level for support. We'll drop down to the 1 hour, and you'll see how there's some bullish order blocks right here. So price should respect these. I doubt price is going to come lower than here. It can do it, but preferably it will not, meaning that when price does eventually come back down to this 25% level that I just drew out, we can start looking for longs on dollar with an expectation to run for the 50% level with potential to reach for that 75% level. So that's what I'm anticipating moving into the new day. And you can see also how the order blocks are stacking on one another. It's creating it's creating strong support here basically. So the open of this order block, for example, I'd like to think that price will get a nice reaction off that. So hopefully in London, maybe even New York, we might see a reaction. But overall, I'm looking for the low of the day to want to be made within this order block's range. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag this out like so. And at least that way, this is the lowest I expect price to trade tomorrow before we move higher. So what does that mean? Let me just go over that one more time. The lowest I want to see price trade before we move higher is going to be this midpoint. If price goes say lower than that and we do start running towards these lows, I'd probably be a little bit more wary, because in that case it would likely struggle to get any higher. But until then, I'm just watching this level. So yeah, this order block should provide the support it needs for us to continue higher, and yeah, we'll see what happens when price gets down there. So now let's go to GBP. We'll start on the daily. And now GBP done what I was stating about how Monday's high will likely get taken. So that did get ran, and we did trade quite deep into this range. But you can see we have closed lower. We haven't yet taken out this low, so these relative equal lows are definitely a target on GBP in the new day. Now, because GBP is a stronger pair, that's why it struggled to take out this low, and you'll see what I mean when you see how bearish Euro performed. Overall, we can drop down to the 4 hour, and we can start to frame a breaker entry. So again, this was the fair value gap I was talking about in line with this breaker. You can see we traded right through that just as anticipated, and we wicked up into this range, just about touching this inversion fair value gap that starts there. So nothing to be too concerned about. And you'll find that whilst pound was taking out this high, dollar failed to take out its low, and euro failed to take out its high. And that's an example of smart money divergence, which is what I was stating would likely happen. And that's exactly what we've seen. So that's nice to see. But yeah, overall, sell side liquidity, that's my target moving into tomorrow. And then again, we now have a new breaker. We got a high, we got a low, we got a high, and the price is broken to the downside. So I'm now looking at this last down close candle. So let's get that drawn out. And I'd like to think that this is going to make the high of the day tomorrow. And I'll be looking for entries for shorts in here. So as GBP trades up into this, I'll be on dollar, expecting dollar to be trading down into its range right here. So let's drop down to a lower time frame just to get a better look. We'll go to the 1 hour. And you'll see that we have a nice little swing high where there's going to be buy stops residing on GBP. And then again, once price goes up there, it should create a nice turtle soup, maybe during London, maybe during Asia session, not really sure, preferably during London, and then we can start looking for shorts. Again, just like what we see on the higher time frame, we have another inversion fair value gap where here. So we can mark this out as black, and the reason I'm doing that is because I don't anticipate price to trade through this. The highest I'd want to see price trade tomorrow on GBP is going to be the 50% level of here. So it can reach up to there, preferably it will respect this level, this box here. And then we can start hunting for shorts to the downside. But this is now an inversion block. We delivered on the upside, then the downside. So this should now provide the resistance it needs to propel price lower, just like we saw happen on that higher time frame. I'll just show you now. Delivered on the upside, delivered on the downside, draw that out and look what happened. So if that happens again here, that's completely fine. But regardless, I'd like to see lower pound. Let's go to the 1 hour. Again, there's that breaker level. Inversion fair value gap, same thing, relative equal highs. We've got two highs there. Let's see what the 15 minute says, and you can see the 15 minute shows a lot more cleaner highs in terms of this high, this high. These are just relative equal highs, so price is going to want to draw up there. So definitely keep an eye on those levels, guys. 5 minute, again, relative equal highs, nothing much different. So yeah, overall high of the day, start looking for shorts and start aiming for the lows here. And eventually we can start thinking about these lows, but I don't want to start thinking about that until after tomorrow's delivered. So yeah, beautiful day today though. Let's go on to Euro to finish off. So we'll start on the daily on Euro as well. And what you'll find is that we've actually closed below these lows. So just as anticipated, we've taken out sell side liquidity below these lows and closed below it. So now I'm expecting a continuation to the downside. Remember, I'm expecting price to draw down to here now. So I'm going to get this drawn out, sell side liquidity. In fact, let's use a ray. Sell side, and then we'll make that thicker. So I'm expecting price to draw down there in the new day. Now the fact that we've closed below these lows now, where's going to be the highest we expect price to trade? Well, this range, remember wicks are gaps too, so we can treat this like an inversion fair value gap. So we can drag that right through and price should respect this level. If price comes back up into here, we can start looking for sells. So let's drop down to the lower time frame, see if that lines up with anything. And you'll see that lines up with this wick, which is already traded into it. So another thing to take note of is we can look at the this fair value gap and we can grade it. And what you'll see is that this blue line lines up nicely with that 50% level off that daily range. So again, this is going to be the very highest I expect price to trade. What we'll notice again, we're likely going to see another smart money divergence, and I'll explain what I mean right now. So when price is trading higher to create the high of the day, it may fail to take out this swing high. In fact, it may fail to take out this swing high and we might find that pound does so, but preferably I'd like to think that we can grab these buy stops, look for shorts above here, again this being the highest of the day, and then we start looking for a rundown into relative equal lows that we have below here, and then eventually our target of 1106562. So that is my ideal preference. Let's go to the 5 minute. Again, you can see relative equal highs all above here, little swing high was created. And then again, a bearish order block, which I'd like to think will get respected. We can tap higher, but preferably I'm looking for this buy side liquidity to get tagged. So yeah, we have some nice setups forming. Again, just as anticipated, CPI delivered to the downside. We didn't quite take out this high, which I was thinking we would, but that's fine. It's smart money divergence. Again, we saw a pound take out its high. And yeah, it should be an interesting day. But as price is trading up into this range, definitely get up GBP and dollar and look to see look for smart money divergence, and if you see it, that's going to be a high probability setup for shorting opportunities. So that's going to be everything, guys. I hope that made sense. If you have any questions, drop some comments below, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Smash that subscribe button. Peace.